Welcome everyone, welcome. So we've got the day together and we're also being filmed. We've got a camera as a friend here, which is kind of interesting. And I think if we just go round and say our names and maybe why we're here, what drew us to this day together, and then we'll just go from there. So I'm Richard, and I'm very happy to spend the day exploring and celebrating who we really are, I think. So let's just go round. Sam?
Well, I'm Sam, and Richard demonstrated this approach to me about 7 years ago now, and it's basically changed my life, and it's been a very, very powerful asset, practically in all other ways. So I'm very into sharing it with others and to enjoying the company of others sharing it.
My name is Rose, and I'm here for the reasons that Sam's just mentioned. And I initially started off with Pearl and Pete, and met Sam and Nabi through that. So I've been coming for over a year.
Yes.
So I really love the Headless and being here.
I'm Dee, and I'm here. I'm a meditator and have been a meditative facilitator, and was introduced to Headless by Peter, and come along, I think 3 times over the last year, and my heart brought me here today.
I'm Jessie, and I just wanted to hang out with all you guys.
I'm Chris, and I have done a little bit of headless work before, but lately I seem to have been sort of buried right down in the sort of world with lots of practical concerns and so forth, and feel that I haven't sort of lifted out from that space much lately, so I'm in for a refresher.
Thanks, Chris.
My name's John, and I like being with the people who are here, or the headless way of looking at things. And I've been in the headless thing for about 12 months. I believe it's changed my life dramatically, and I'd like to also give back whenever I can.
Oh, hello, I'm Marina. This is my first time here. So, all seem like a very nice group of people.
Well.
I'm just looking forward to sharing whatever, like a little sponge.
Great.
I'm Sharon, and I just love to come and be with you all through, and I do love what headlessness is and isn't.
I'm Dixie, and I guess I've been chasing the concept of enlightenment for 30 odd years, and what Headless has done for me is demystified this whole kind of enlightenment process and made it just so accessible and available and ordinary. And that's one of the reasons I love coming to this and being reminded who I really am.
I'm Nabi, and came across headlessness through a group that Pete and Pearl organised when Richard first came out, and yes, that's changed my life as well, and I just really enjoy being here.
Well, it's great that we've got you here, Marina, because you haven't done any of the experiments.
I've read the book.
Oh, okay.
It's quite different.
Yes. Well, it gives us an excuse for doing the experiments, which we do anyway, I think. But just to give a little introduction, I suppose, that what we're exploring here, who am I? Who am I? Is a non-verbal experience. And let's go straight to the experience, and then we can explore as we like what it means to us as we go along, and, which is the richness of being together, I guess, because we've all got a different reaction to this experience. So a very simple way of drawing our attention to this non-verbal experience is visually, if we hold our hands out in front of us and just look, and obviously you can see your hands, and then if you bring them back towards you past your head, you'll notice your hands get bigger and your fingers begin to disappear, and you can keep going all the way probably to your wrist, and then you bring them forwards and your hands appear again. My hands disappear into nothing here. That's how I'm describing it. You can describe it in a different way. Or another way to think about it is you just can't see your own face. So that's it. Yeah, we can have a cup of tea now.
But what does it mean?
What does it mean? Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, we have, obviously, we've got lots of experiments for guiding our attention to this special place that each of us is looking out of. This openness, this clarity, this silence, this stillness. And obviously each of us will react in a different way, so enjoying listening to each voice here. But another experiment to guide our attention here, we're guiding our attention to a very special place, aren't we? Right where we are. And each of us has special access to this place because we're looking out of it. And very different from what we look like. Our appearance at a few feet or so. But we have another experiment, is the pointing experiment. And I'm going to encourage us today to all join in, not just in sharing our reactions, but having a go at guiding us all through the experiments. I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity to be together, and because you can't see the nothingness where you are more clearly or less clearly than anyone else. That's true, isn't it? Mm. Yes.
It's very democratic.
Very democratic. Yeah. So, Sam, would you like to guide us through the pointing experiment?
Well, this is a non-verbal approach, so it's about relaxed attention is all is required. And we're going to use a wonderful apparatus called the finger, which has been used ever since humans learnt to point for guiding attention. So it's an attention guide we're going to use. It's our finger. So let's start by pointing the finger at something in the distance, and just let your relaxed attention fall on that object, that surface, and notice that it is a certain distance away. It has a shape, a colour, a texture, and it is a kind of surface. It's a opaque. Okay, now let's bring our attention a bit closer to where we're looking out of, and we're going to look at the floor near our feet. So we're pointing down to the floor, and we're seeing the same thing with relaxed attention. We're not wanting the floor to be any different than it is. We're just seeing the way it is and allowing that to be. And we're noticing that it is again a surface. It's got a colour and a texture. It's opaque. All right, coming closer still, point to your own foot. And again, we have a shape, a colour. Might not be able to describe exactly what the shape is or what the colour is, but we can see clearly what it is. It's independent of any words we might have about it. It exists as a perception. And again, it has colour, shape, and it's a closed surface. So now we're pointing at our knee. We're getting closer, getting warmer. The knee again has got a shape, form, colour, and it is a surface. Closer still, point at your own chest. Now we're getting quite close to where we're looking out of, but there's a distance between us and what we're pointing at. And again, it's got a colour, it's got shape. And now it's got a bit of movement as well. And it's a surface. Now point at where other people can see your face. Point into where you're looking out of. And notice whether the kind of attributes that we've been describing about what we've been pointing at previously still apply. Is there a distance between you and where you're looking out of? Or are you now at zero distance? And is there anything enclosing you? Is there a surface separating you from the world? Is there any shape, any colour? Is there an object there of any kind? Or are you built like me, which is to say, as kind of open space containing this veranda and all the people on it? So just to emphasise the difference between what we've been pointing at previously and what we're pointing at now, get your other finger and point out into the phenomena, into the veranda, and notice that the finger that's pointing away is pointing at things that have shape and colour and form. They're in time. They are surfaces. While the finger that's pointing back, I find, is pointing at nothing like that. It's pointing at a kind of awake emptiness, an openness, which is in the room. It's on the veranda. It's in physical space. It's just something that's very easy to overlook. Okay.
Thank you. So we're just doing these very simple awareness exercises for guiding our attention back to who we really are. And I think it's good to spend the day together on this subject, because our lives are so busy. I often overlook this. And so today is dedicated to helping each other keep making that journey back to this very obvious place. Would someone else like to guide us through that in your own words, just guiding the group's attention? Someone like to try that? You would? Marvellous. Thank you.
So please take your finger. Notice your finger is out there in space with a shape and a colour. Point your finger to something in the distance. Just make the outline of that object with your finger. Use your finger as a pointer. And notice it has a definite shape and fills up a definite space in front of you. Bring your finger down to the floor in front of you. It's closer, but it also has a shape and a texture. Now bring your finger to your knee. You might have the feeling of your knee. You can see it also has a shape and a colour, a lightness or a darkness. Now bring your finger to your chest. You see your chest has a shape, a colour, and maybe you have the sense of your chest from the inside. You also have the sense of your hand from the inside pointing. Now point the finger to your face. Where is your finger pointing to? What does your finger point to? Notice that you can see shapes around your hand, but your hand is contained within a space that you're seeing from. Does what the hand points to have any shape or colour or texture? Does it have any sense at all? Proprioception? Can you feel it? Or is it clear and open? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that's really good, the proprioception.
You know what that means,
I
don't
do,
you?
yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, we don't have to feel any particular way about this, do we? It's non-verbal, non-emotional in that way. We have feelings, I have feelings, we have thoughts, and they're different for each of us. So, would someone else like to take us through that? We're just...
I'll give it a go.
oh, brilliant. Thank you, Jessie.
Oh, you want to do it?
There's lots of time today. We've got...
And there are lots of experiments.
Yeah.
So point to something in the distance with your finger. And notice the form of it, and the structure, and the shape. And the definition. And then bring your finger to the floor and have a look. And then notice the different colors and textures and squiggles and has shape and has form. And then trace your finger from wherever you can see on your leg and slowly bring it up to where you can't see it anymore. Can't see anything. Just that border. And then take it into where you only can see your finger. And then instead of looking at your finger, just concentrate on what your finger is pointing to. As if you were looking at the floor or a shape or an object. Really concentrate on what's your finger looking at. What's it pointing to? Good. Very good.
Perfect.
It's different every time.
That's the good thing about getting, yeah.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must have done this pointing exercise dozens of times, but I always find it's different. And it seems to deepen this whole process for me. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I get more of a sense of this openness in comparison to all of this out here that, as we were saying, has has shape and form,
Yeah.
and the formlessness of this.
I think what confused me about the process was that, some time ago, was the fact that you can feel from the inside of your face. So you feel the solidness of it, and you still were not aware of the emptiness.
The sensations of your head, for example.
Yes, the sensations.
And how do you
as good as
find?
the object, as good as the object out there.
Yeah.
So the theory of it being empty is fine, but you're still feeling the solidness of your nose or face or whatever.
And that confused you. And does that confuse you now?
No,
Yeah. Why not?
it just doesn't. I don't know why, and I'm not going to look into it.
Well,
That's
let's.
the problem, I think, that certainly myself, that in intellectualizing anything.
But let's go into that. That's great, John.